Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Week to Fix It alert call, or if you want to call it, campaign message. Now, I am going to give you what a lot of you will think is an extreme fix to one of the nation's problems. Yeah, I said nation. And what qualifies me to make a comment on the nation is the fact that I have completely and totally sold out to the Lord, and He is giving me discernment and understanding and an extra amount of wisdom, and I'm using that very thing to come to my conclusions. Now, I voiced this with a few individuals, not a great deal, and I've got nobody to tell me what's wrong with it. They did bother to say what made them upset, but I said, but is that actually wrong? And none of them could say so, and none of them could get a reason as to why. And so what I'm going to talk about today has been well thought out and not scripted, but straight from my heart. And the Lord is going to put the words in my mouth. So if you want to gain some insight and you want to be a member of the pack, and then I suggest you subscribe and send me and that way you get it every time I do it. And I am going to do it because I tackle all the subjects that's plaguing the state/nation, or nation/state, depending on which you're a bigger supporter of. If I lived in California, it'd be for the nation, because the state rather, because they need it more than than the nation does. But it is out of love and respect for my messenger that I do this. I didn't want to do it, but I was what they call convicted, and so here goes. Now, what I'm going to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, is a cure, not a patch deal, and not a temporary deal. It's my firm conclusion that the nation is at a quandary because of their overspending and trillions of dollars in debt. And we can make that up easily. I said easily, if you'll follow some of the principles that I'm going to let forth. And if you know anybody that has influence in the state or federal government, please pass this on, share it with them, discuss it. I've tried my best to get a hold of the Trump people and the Bevin people. I'm from Kentucky, and in fact, my name, a lot of people call me Chucky, so I'm actually Chucky from Kentucky. But anyway, go on with it, Chuck. So that's what I'm about today. And today I'm going to talk about ending the drug crisis. Now, there are some points that I want to add on. You ought to hear it to its conclusion before you form, because I know somebody's going to go, oh my goodness, and log off, which is, your prerogative. But trust me, if you think about it without a foregone conclusion, it does make a lot of sense. Now, what we need to do with our drug people, and I'm saying drug people, I'm meaning the ones that are victimized by it, by bad drugs and by overdoses and that kind of thing, and the pharmaceutical people, which you can't hardly get ahead of them because they stand in the way and spend millions, gazillion dollars blocking stuff and everything. But my proposal, they wouldn't matter. Now what I propose is you take everybody that has an association with drugs. Here comes the big hit out of the park, and you put them in suspended consciousness, or a lot of people that negative to start with call it a coma, but it's a medical induced coma, and actually it promotes your body healing itself, and it promotes longevity and that sort of thing. The only detriment to it is that you miss that part of your life if you enjoy living. Now some people would be glad to miss parts of their lives, but unfortunately or fortunately we can't choose. But what you do is you turn the jails into hospitals. And they talk about overcrowding and all. Well, what does a criminal do when he goes to jail? When a criminal goes to jail, he just sits there and hangs with the other criminals. The cell next door, the cell, and when he has food time, he goes to eat with everybody, and they meet, talk, and recreational hour out in the courtyard, and so on and so on. Everybody but the ones in solitary. But they just meet and talk. So actually, when you go to jail, you learn to become a better criminal. You learn the slicker moves. You know how to hide your stuff, your stash, and where to find it, and a good supplier, and a blah blah blah. So you're actually going to jail. You're promoting the drug trade, because not everybody that gets goes and gets out will do that, but they will. Most of them, absolutely. But now, so they're on ice, and if you catch them selling it or peddling it, give them, you'll have to determine that on what, when you got to find out, research and find out, what's combination of drugs and that kind of situation, and how much does it cost per day, and so on and so forth. But make them pay for it. Make them pay for it, and just put them in a nice, comfortable bed, maybe even an orthopedic, zero gravity position, sleeping on their back, very comfortable, so on and so forth. And you could have a built-in toilet slid right under the thing. I mean, it would all work. And they do. I mean, there's people in hospitals today. There is that mom or wife or somebody is paying for to be maintained, so you will, if they come up with a cure or a donor or something like that. Anyway, you put them on ice, and what's that do? And I said, well, it eliminates the need for guards. It eliminates the expense of feeding them. Because you're gonna have a IV hooked up until they leave, and you'll put the medication that keeps them in a coma state. That I'm trying to think of the proper word. I don't like the word coma. You're just unconscious to what's going on around you. But now think about it. If someone's unconscious, they're feeling no pain. They're feeling no withdrawals. They're not feeling anything. I'm just not sure if they're still able to think and reason, Could be that they just dream all the time. I don't know. And but there is it would just cut expenses all the way around. You could take an entire prison and get them in a good size warehouse or a medium size, warehouse. I mean, I'm being redundant there because I'm trying to give this an orderly fashion so you can get a hold of it. Well, first of all, if that was done, I'm sure nobody would like it if they missed Christmas, if they missed Thanksgiving, if they were taken away for 6 months to a year. I'd say, first offense, just like, anything else, and second and third offense requires longer stays. Make it automatic. If we catch you doing it again, you're going back twice as long. Catch you doing it again, you're going back twice, or compounding, so to speak. Trust me, they would quit the business because after they got out of 6 months of medically induced coma or unconsciousness, it would take them another 3 to 6, depending on how they applied themselves to recoup from that. And we just haven't thought of the outside the box theories. But now, here I think is the best part. I've had good friends that have lost loved ones to drugs. And thank God nobody close to me has lost any friends. I mean family, but a lot of them have. And dear friends that have seen to my well-being that's lost loved ones. And I just hate that. And it's so sad, and even, through a normal death, and especially a lot of kids are happening to it. So if the person or the parent or a brother or a sister turns one of their, or even a best friend, turns them in for doing drugs, then they too would be included in the same circumstance. They too would be hooked up to a medical unconsciousness. Now, trust me, if they go in there and they do that drug in X number of days, and these medical people know how long and so on and so forth, they won't have a craving for that drug when they get back out. And trust me, if they miss school for that long, and got to make it up when they get out, and their boyfriend gets stolen from them, or their girlfriend, or they, but what's the bottom line on that? The bottom line on that is that they saved their life. Now, whether you have to turn them in or they can voluntarily go in, and some people would like to do that. I hear it all the time. I used to run in a fast culture. I personally have never done drugs. I've sampled them, but I said, no, not for me. I want to know what I'm doing. And, I guess every kid is kind of like that. But I just hate it, and it's something we need to end. And if they knew that the state had that kind of rule, none of the drug dealers would even approach the state. They wouldn't even go. They wouldn't even trade in Kentucky. They would be out and gone. And it would save massive amount of expense in running the prisons, and because you'd have most of the prison population are in there because of drugs, because they committed crimes attempting to raise money for that, and they have gone with it. But I just just saddened by it. But think about it, and like I say, if you know anybody that has any influence, try to get them to watch this video and listen to the reasoning on it. But it would save lives, save money, and I'm a believer in saving money. And a penny saved is a penny earned, my wise grandpa told me. And if you don't have to spend it, you don't have to earn it. And so it makes sense. And our budget in Kentucky has been slammed. It's like bunches overrun because they picked out and gave themselves raises and all that kind of stuff, when they shouldn't have, and gave and funded programs that they shouldn't have. But this program don't have to fund. This program will save enough money to more than pay for it and contribute to the state budget. And would do the same thing in the national arena as well. So I've been going here for a while, so I'm gonna cut it, and this will be on YouTube when I physically get it transferred over. But I love you guys, and God bless you all, especially the ones that need my program. So we'll talk later. Oh yeah, next time we're going to probably the Monday next week, we're going to talk about other subjects like cutting the school problem and the budget. I mean, a lot of things. But it's all going to help. All going to help. I thank you for listening, and I'll get better at this as we go along. Right now, I'm just winging it. It's coming from the heart. So excuse me the time it took, but I might even sing for you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.